Hey YouTube, I'm bringing you part 4 of our summer update here. You know, we were on hiatus for a little while, and so just kind of making the rounds of the property, talking about all of the animals and all the projects and everything we got going on. So now I moved on to the rabbits. So we've actually acquired quite a few rabbits here in the past few weeks. We've increased our breeding stock, buying from other breeders. We ended up meeting a breeder who decided to get out of his New Zealand stock, and so we went ahead and purchased some of those experienced breeding does and bucks, and just want to go ahead and give you a little tour here and show you what we're doing. All right, so first things first, we've pretty much segregated over here to where we've got all the whites all by themselves. We have the brokens and the reds all in a different area. All right, we've got several young white New Zealands here that came out of that last litter. Last time we talked about them, I want to say that we had that I had mentioned the fact that we had lost one shortly after birth. She had a litter of 10, and the Palomino beside her had a litter of 7, and we should have went ahead and fostered one and didn't. But the other 9 have made it, and they're here, and they're either waiting on new owners or they're waiting on the freezer. I want to say these guys are about 7 weeks old. It's been a while since I've checked the records, but that's my best guess right now, just kind of off the cuff. The doe that kidded out here, she's been doing good for us, so we're going to keep her, keep breeding her. We've actually got a couple of pedigreed bucks to breed with her, and you know, keep breeding this line. So the one in the back corner back there, you know, she's got her nest box ready. She should be ready to kid out here in a couple of days. So we're excited to see what she has. This will be the first time that she's kidded out here with us, but she is a proven doe that has kidded out before, that we purchased. All right, one thing I want to mention here is, I've mentioned it in previous videos last year that we did on rabbits, is the importance of keeping the rabbits cool. Last year we had a mist system. We've got that set up in the other area right now. We don't have a mist system for these guys over here, but what we do have is we've set it up with these fans hanging on either end, blowing down, just basically down the aisle here on either side. I don't know if you can see the one on behind over there, and then this one here. And man, we're just talking about redneck ingenuity, you know, just a couple of bungee cords, and drilled a couple of holes up through the tin there, and just hanging it. And so we'll show you the fans on the other side as well, but you know, it's working pretty good, keeping the animals cool. One of the other things that we've transitioned to make our lives easier as far as taking care of all the rabbits, as you can see now, the black dishes in each cage. We've moved away from the water bottles. Those things are tedious, especially with this many rabbits, and it's just a lot easier just to come in here and just fill those things up. There's more water in there than what they'll drink, you know, in a couple of days. They're heavy enough that they really don't spill that bad. They're you know, that plastic rubbery material that a lot of the dishes are that you get from Tractor Supply, but we're really liking these. It just makes it easy to come by with like a watering can with a very thin profile spout, you know, for watering your garden plants or anything like that. No head on the end, and we can just stick it through the wire and pour the water in from the outside. It makes watering them really quickly. All right guys, down here with the rabbits, down under our covered area, we have just one of these carports down here that we've repurposed into a young chicken area / second rabbit area. And we've actually got quite a few more rabbits down here than the last time we had a video. These guys here, they're just adorable. I don't know what breed they are. They're about maybe 6 weeks old, so they're kind of small. They're not as big as the New Zealands. But I don't remember if I mentioned in a video before, but we had a doe that we had taken in. A lady from up the road found one of our ads on Craigslist. She had found a doe that was just out in the middle of the road in front of her house, and she walked right out and picked it up. Our best guess is it was an Easter rabbit, that someone had gotten rid of and just set free, and it was just sitting there in the middle of the road. So she picked it up, called us because she saw our ad for selling some of the rabbits that we had available, and we found her in here making a nest about 4 weeks later. And then so we gave her a nest box and let her fix that nest, and she had 6 babies. One of them we found dead the next morning, and he didn't make it. And then we actually had her in this cage over here, and it really wasn't set up for babies that well, but since she'd already made her nest in it, she was comfortable and had her scent everywhere, we didn't want to move her. And we found that, I want to say they were probably 2 weeks old, and Carl the rat snake, going back to one of our first videos we did about Carl the rat snake, showed up, and he managed to get one of the babies out of the cage and killed it and ate it. But we got these 4 left. We sold the doe, and we don't know what they are. They're not meat rabbits. They're not going to be big enough to eat, but they'll make somebody good pets if we can get them sold here. This is these guys here. This is what's left of our Palomino stock. We had bought Itchy, the male Palomino, to breed with Janice. The last time I did a video, Janice had a little bit of an infection, and we managed to get her over it, but she's a couple years old, so we went ahead and sold her to a nice family from up the road that was just kind of wanting to get started. And but this is the litter that she had. They're about 7 weeks old. There were 7 of them. We have 4 left. I think one of them is gone tomorrow. Actually had quite a bit of interest in the Palominos. Almost wish maybe we had stayed in them, but we're going exclusively with the various colors of the New Zealand's is kind of where we're going to go now and give that a shot. This here from our last rabbit update, if you remember, this guy, he is New Zealand Red. He's about 5 months old now, so he's got a good growth on him, and I want to say he's probably ready to breed before too long. But this is the guy that you know, was the first non-white New Zealand that we got, and so he's very sweet, very docile, easy to handle, and the kids are looking forward to showing him before too long. All right, now we're going to get into all the brokens, and I'm going to swing the camera around here in just a second to kind of show you the rest of them. But we got this nice red and white broken here that we got just a couple weeks ago. All right, swing it around. And then we've got a handful of them down here. And you can see we've got the, you know, the buckets in all the cages the same way, so we can kind of make it easier on us. And we've got these nice red and white brokens, a couple of bucks, a couple of does. This here, you know, is a you know, interesting black and white New Zealand broken. We're hoping that that generates a lot of interest around here, since there's not a whole lot of people around here that have rabbits of this color. Of course, we've got this red and white doe here, and then this buck is solid black New Zealand. So we've got a little bit of variety going here that we didn't have before, and we're looking forward to seeing what happens when we breed them out in various combinations. One thing to mention too is we think we've got a dual purpose buck that's one of the white New Zealands that last time it was bred with the Palomino. All the Palomino babies had been red up until that point, but we bred her with the New Zealand, and we had one black, and the rest of them were red, just like the rest of the Palominos. And so we think he's got a little bit of black in his genes, and so we're curious to see what happens if we breed him with this doe over here. We might get, you know, we might get a couple of blacks as well, and have a dual purpose buck, you know, where we can breed him and get whites, or breed him and get blacks, or so forth. And just to follow up on the keeping the rabbits cool, of course we've kind of done the same thing down here in this building that we did with the others, and that's hang this fan here to be able to keep these rabbits cool. And then as you can see over there, we've got a couple hanging over there, and You know, these aren't expensive fans. You know, we looked at some outdoor fans that would serve this purpose that are waterproof, and they're expensive, crazy expensive. And couldn't really find any that suited us. We knew we needed several, so we just got these cheap box fans and plugged them in under here. Really don't get that much rain. I'm really not worried about these guys getting too wet, and so far they've served their purpose nicely. They've been up for about a month, and you know, keeping the rabbits good and comfortable. On the really hot days, we have a freezer in the garage that we have water bottles in that we keep frozen, and we just rotate those in and out. Put some out in the mornings, and then when we come back in the afternoons, we swap them out. And the rabbits, they get too hot, they'll self-regulate, and they'll lean up against that water bottle, that frozen water bottle, to help get themselves cooler as they need to. All right, guys, that's it for the rabbits. I've probably been a little bit more long-winded than what I should have been, but I just want to make sure we covered everything that's changed over the last couple of months, since we kind of hadn't been keeping up with everybody and letting you know what we got going on. So anyways, appreciate you watching, and we'll talk to you guys later.